Well, hey, hello everyone. My name is Bantin, Assistant Chief for the Houston Police Department. Behind me, I have Commander Bainbridge from Kingwood and also Commander Garcia with Night Command tonight, and along with Lieutenant Pavel, Night Command Lieutenant. What we have tonight is officer-involved shooting. It is extremely fortunate that no one is seriously injured. So at approximately 10 p.m., our officer got dispatched to a family disturbance at the residence behind me at the 2000 block of Shadow Rock. So as they were responding to the call got updated, it got escalated, elevated to a weapon disturbance. As you can imagine, they got dispatched to a family disturbance, it got elevated to a weapon disturbance. So as they arrived, they noticed and learned that the disturbance between a male and a female appears to be husband and wife at this time. So the male was outside, meanwhile the female was inside. According to the male, that he had a disturbance with the female, and the female had a weapon, shotgun with her. So as they were trying to glean to find out additional information, the officer actually got on his cell phone and attempted to contact the female, which was inside the residence, trying to find out additional information. At the same time, the female threatened to kill our officer. So the officer began to move away and investigate, with the male who was outside, the boyfriend who was outside. At the same time, the second arriving officer observed the female, which this is extremely preliminary now, basically observed what he believed the female was pointing a rifle at him. As such, he discharged his firearm to protect himself, and he discharged multiple times. As I mentioned earlier, it was fortunate that no one was struck. The female did sustain some minor injuries from the glass debris that penetrated through the window. The female subsequently retreated back into her house, and the responding officer continued to surround the residence, and they exercised the greatest judgment and restraint. They take the time, calling the female out. Make a long story short, after a short negotiation, she surrendered, came out and peacefully surrendered, and she was taken into custody without any incident. As they continued to investigate, they also learned that inside the residence, there were 3 children in there. The age range is between 2 to approximately 7 and 8. Those kids belong to the female, and currently they're with the grandparents in safe and good condition. So right now what we have is our investigator with our special investigation unit, and also along with our internal affairs investigators are conducting an investigation into this incident. Our DA's office, Harris County DA's office, investigators also run a parallel investigation. Our crime scene unit is also processing the scene as well. As I mentioned earlier, this investigation is extremely preliminary. We still try to go through all the evidence we can, try to review all the videos that's available to us. Fortunately, everyone is safe. I know it's been a huge uptick in violence throughout the city, but today is one of those peaceful ones. Okay, I'll take it any day. And you know what? Someone up there definitely have a biggest role in this, right? It's extremely blessed that no one is seriously injured. So your question at this time. Yes, so the officer does have a body cam, and that's going to be part of the investigation. At this moment, like I mentioned earlier, the investigation is still pretty preliminary. I have not had the opportunity to view the body cam footage.
And can you talk about what the disturbance was about? They had some kind of argument? Yeah,
it's basically an argument between the male and the female, and I don't want to over-speculate. It appears that the female wanted to kick the male out, and he was in the process of leaving. Of course, he couldn't leave because he didn't have his keys. And with that said, that's what they called an officer, and it escalated into a weapon disturbance.
How many shots were fired?
Like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to make any assumption, right? And I don't want to make any speculation. It's still part of the investigation, and I know it's multiple rounds was fired.
And what's the relationship between the male and female again?
They claim common law husband and wife.
And that was a rifle or a shotgun?
It's a shotgun, and the shotgun is recovered at the scene.
She never did fire at the officer.
No, she never did fire, but according to the officer, like I mentioned earlier, I got to emphasize that this is extremely preliminary right now. And it appears that this officer believes she was pointing the rifle at him.
Did she ever fire the gun inside the home?
At this moment, it's still part of the investigation, not that we know of. But as you can imagine now, the officer was responding to a family disturbance. It got elevated to a a weapon disturbance, and they're responding, and all those are building up, right? And as you know, I also often only get split seconds to make a lifelong decision. Well, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good.
On the front. Yeah, juvenile, male, female. So male. Yep. Okay, I'm coming in there again. I'm on it.
why I was cursing. I said about over here.
The standards and all that, I mean, you might as well. And they buy here.
I was like,
Given the fact that he's an OIS, they don't let him do it. Yeah. If it was like, oh, what they send out?
yeah, they are.
Oh,
In fact, she sent me a link. She said,